The Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists have served notice it will embark on an indefinite nationwide strike from Wednesday, May 26, 2021. The action is in solidarity with their members at the Akomfo Teaching Hospital, who began a one-week sit-down strike last week to protest the posting of 2 medical officers to the Laboratory Services Directorate of the hospital. Calls by the Ministry of Health and Management of CATH for the scientists to resume work for dialogue to begin have yielded no results. Now let's cross over to the Ashanti region, where our correspondent Beatrice is standing by for some more updates. Beatrice Puigabra, good afternoon. Thanks for your time. What can you tell us in Kumasi this afternoon? Can you hear me? Hello, Beatrice, can you hear me? We seem to be having some technical challenges there, but we'll speak with Dr. Franklin Mee Amartey, who is the immediate past Greater Accra chairman of the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists. Good afternoon. Thanks for your time. Now, you're saying no medical officers in the lab. Why?
Well, these matters are matters that have been dealt with adequately by law. Now, these are 2 distinct professions. Medical laboratory science is different from the practice of medicine. And so when we talk of no medical doctors in the lab, it is a position of law. And so, please, let's put everything in perspective.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking, Doctor, the reason why I'm asking, if you go to advanced countries, medical care is given out in a team where you have medical officers, medical laboratory scientists, pharmacists, and other allied health professionals all coming together to find solutions to patients' problems. So why really is this much of a problem? Because we're seeing it being done elsewhere.
Well, so that is the situation that has prevailed in our space in Ghana here too. We had always cooperated as a team for the betterment of our patients. Now, what we are not oblivious of is the constant machination of our cousins in the health sector, medical doctors, to, for medical laboratory scientists to submit the management aspect of our job, the leadership, the ultimate leadership part of our job to them. We are not oblivious of that fact at all.
Okay.
There have been several machinations over the years so that we as medical laboratory scientists do not rise to the pinnacle to decide on the dictates of our profession. And that is why we are very much disgruntled.
Okay.
We think that it is not fair at this time when we have capacity and the managerial competencies thereof to manage our own affairs. So that is the crux of the issue, and not just cooperating with each other and working for the betterment of the team.
Okay, you have served notice. You've also served notice that you will be embarking on a nationwide strike. I suppose that this was supposed to be an isolated incident at CATH, but you are taking this issue nationwide. Is that the way to go, really?
So let me give you the underpinnings of the issue. Now, note that we have envisaged similar situation in Korle Bu before, where LPs were posted to the central laboratory, and our members were very much disgruntled. It brought a lot of agitation on our professional front. Some way, somehow, the matters were resolved. It raised this ugly head in Tamale Teaching Hospital the other day. And who knows where they may go again. And so there is the constant attempt to impose medical doctors to lead us when it gets to the pinnacle. And that is why we are disgruntled this time. Because you see, if something like this had happened in the past, it should serve as guidance to the Akomfo management, i.e. the board, governing board, when they are taking such a decision. Why they want to take that decision at this time leaves so much to be desired.
Okay.
And that is why we in the other places, Greater Accra, all over the nation, cannot sit down and pretend that all is well. Okay. When we can see the deliberate attempt to curtail our development as a profession.
All right, now let's cross over to Kath and get some updates from our correspondent, Beatrice Pio-Garba. Beatrice, if you can hear me now, what is the latest at Kath? Hello, Beatrice. We seem to have lost Beatrice there. So how long do you intend to embark on this industrial action, the nationwide industrial action, I should say?
Well, we are ready to engage. We want to believe that leadership, for that matter, the ministry, the chief director, will show commitment. Now, take note that in the past we've been on some strikes, and the method they used was for us to submit memorandum of understanding and all that. At the end of the day, we were not happy about the resolutions that we got to. The matter died a natural death. And so this time around, I want to submit to leadership that they must do a bit more. Because from where I see it, I see the heat on the ground. Our members are very agitated and they are not happy at all. And rightfully so, their anger is justified. Because every profession deserves to rise to the pinnacle.
Absolutely.
To direct its own affairs. And any attempt to submit and make medical laboratory science subservient to medical doctors will be resisted with all our might.
Okay, now you're using, you're actually trying to push for the implementation of the National Laboratory Health Policy. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, so the medical laboratory policy, health laboratory policy, is what will transform our space and define the roles and the things that should go into the medical laboratory policy. It looks at the manpower in there, the infrastructure development and all that. Very fine policy. I've been lying on the shelf since 2013. Now, the only bottlenecks why we have been unable to implement this policy is because medical doctors raised objections to medical laboratory scientists leading in the laboratory. And they think that they must have the sole precept to lead in the various laboratories. And that is what has stopped the implementation of the policy.
But why do you think that medical laboratory officers feel like they have to head these medical labs? Why is that the case? How did we get here?
I have demonstrated to you that every profession, for that matter, medical laboratory science, having been identified as a distinct profession by WHO, ILO, to all these extractive documents are there. And we have been identified as a distinct profession. And I've stated that the need for every profession to rise to the pinnacle to direct its own affairs is sacrosanct. It's non-negotiable at all.
Many thanks for your time. Many thanks for your time, Dr. Franklin Amartey there. But let's